since the ETFs were launched in January, many people think, all right, the boom, and we've had a very nice showing, David versus Goliath. We're in the fight, and very
Congratulations.
happy where we are. Yeah, but not one major. What we call them wirehouses, like Morgan Stanley, UBS, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch. Not one has put Bitcoin on its platform yet. Once you get one with a spot Bitcoin ETF on its platform, the others will fall in line pretty quick. Bitcoin really got into the hands of 50 to 60 million Americans and has become an election year issue.
Cathie, when you were on stage with me at Abundance 360 last, you were saying you saw $1 million per coin price. Are you still there?
The Fed, many people feel that they have managed monetary policy over the years, so we've prevented terrible things from happening. If you look what happened before the Fed came about in 1913, what happened then is prices were stable. We're on the gold standard. And the economy was very volatile, and you ran into booms and busts, but they were very quick. They were over in weeks. We lead up for years to a crash in 0809, poster child for that. And here we are again. We had zero interest rates, and I wonder what the fallout from private equity, private credit, putting enormous sums into real estate and then leveraging it up. We're starting to see the fallout, whether offices
and the post-COVID, right, with the office exodus,
and multifamily now, even in the areas where there's been large in-migration. So the Sun Belt, we're beginning to see multifamily in excess. So we'll continue to see crises, I think. Hopefully nothing like 0809. I don't think so, but still, 0% for a very long period of time leads to reaching for yield, which leads to bad behavior.
Cathie Wood is an American investor and founder, CEO and CIO of ARK Invest, an investment management firm. ARK Invest is one of the approved firms for spot Bitcoin ETF, alongside Fidelity, BlackRock, and Grayscale. Here is Cathie Wood explaining the role of the Feds in regulating interest rate and inflation. The Federal Reserve held interest rates steady after its meeting on June 11th and 12, 2024. The federal funds target rate has remained at 5.25% to 5.5% since July 2023. To combat inflation, the rate was raised 11 times between March 2022 and July 2023. Inflation has receded a bit, but the Fed has signaled it wants more positive data before pulling the trigger. In March 2024, the central bank predicted 3 quarter-point cuts by the end of the year. As time goes on, however, that has become less of a certainty. The FOMC meets 8 times a year to discuss whether to adjust the federal funds rate, a benchmark that governs overnight lending between commercial banks. Led by Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, the Group of 12 considers inflation, employment, and the rate of borrowing, among other economic factors. The FOMC has met 4 times so far in 2024, but declined to change rates. The remaining meetings this year are July 30th and July 31st, 2024, September 17th and September 18th, 2024, November 6th and November 7th, 2024, December 17th and December 18th, 2024. These upcoming meetings are anticipated to bring about rate cuts, which are generally favorable for the crypto market. Alongside other activities like the Bitcoin ETF and the Bitcoin halving, it is expected that Bitcoin price will soar, supporting Cathie Wood's predictions. As we bring you clips from the interview, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more video like this. You can join the conversation by dropping your thoughts, comments, and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel growth. Thank you and enjoy the video.
So we have 4 people at ARC who are working on crypto generally, one dedicated to Bitcoin on-chain analytics. And judging by those, we believe, halfway through this bull market. And halfway doesn't mean we're halfway through the price increase, because, at the end of a bull market, prices tend to go parabolic. So we have no idea where that, but we feel very strongly, just based on-chain analytics, looking at them versus the short 10-year history, a little bit more than that history, that we're halfway through the bull market. What's very interesting, since the ETFs were launched in January, many people think, all right, the boom, and we've had a very nice showing, David versus Goliath. We're in the fight, and very
Congratulations.
happy where we are. Yeah. But not one major, what we call them wirehouses, like Morgan Stanley, UBS, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, not one has put Bitcoin on its platform yet, a Bitcoin ETF. They're all doing their due diligence. And I think what's going to happen is within the next few months, one will, and it may be not the big ones, it may be an independent RIA like LPL. They tend to move a little more quickly. Once you get one with a spot Bitcoin ETF on its platform, the others will fall in line.
You were saying you saw $1 million per coin price. Are you still there?
Yes.
By 2030?
Yes, 2030. So our bull case, bull is over 1.5 million. Our base is in the $650,000 range, so about tenfold from here by 2030. And there are 3 big building blocks. Institutional is one, and I would put it sounds like retail distribution, but these are institutional decision makers at B of A, Merrill Lynch, and so forth. So that's one. The second is, this is a replacement for gold. So we assume that it's going to subsume 50% of the gold, what would be the gold market, especially as younger people are looking to diversify. And then it is an insurance policy. In emerging markets, I just visited El Salvador and had the pleasure of meeting the top officials there, and they are blazing a trail, making it legal tender, and giving their populations, or showing the way for other countries to give their.
What a brilliant move!
Yes, it is a brilliant. There are two.
What a brilliant move!
President Bukele is going after two big ideas, and we're talking about them: AI and Bitcoin. And my mentor and friend, Art Laffer, who joined me on this trip, I think is going to be working with that government. It's only a $30 billion economy. Can you believe that?
Wow.
And here we're
crazy.
talking, and they're being very progressive. They're putting in tax policies that are going to encourage innovation. So I think that's a very big idea. Think about that. El Salvador, the entire country, 30 billion.
Yeah.
Argentina is moving in this direction. We've talked to the economics ministers there. They're not ready to go the Bitcoin route in the way that President Bukele is, but they're moving in that direction. They're thinking about it.
His understanding was the U.S. really wanted to block the continued growth and proliferation of Bitcoin. And I can't imagine that that's possible anymore. Do you?
Yeah, we don't think it's possible. And it's so interesting how surreptitiously Bitcoin really got into the hands of 50 to 60 million Americans, and has become an election year issue. In fact, for many voters, for many voters, it is the election issue. And that is why for the Financial Innovation Technology Act of the 21st century, so FIT 21, was able to attract 76 Democrats. I think when the Republicans basically turned this into an election year issue, whether accepting campaign donations in crypto or saying that they would protect the right for self-custody. That's a big one. That's a very big one for Bitcoin. And we're very much aligned, even though we have an ETF and that could be a centralization vector. We think both are true. Self-custody for the early adopters and those who learn more about the ecosystem, but then just getting people into understanding what this is, how powerful this movement is. That is the role of a spot Bitcoin ETF, because once you own a spot Bitcoin ETF, you want to learn even more about it.
Yeah.
You'll want to understand the risk profile, the return profile.
Your predictions or your team's predictions for 2025, where do you see Bitcoin going?
Yeah, we tend not to do 1 year, but if we're in the middle of the bull market, I think the next spur is going to be the platforms putting the spot Bitcoin ETF on it. So, and I do think that will happen this year. We were told by some of our prospective clients, the platforms themselves, that they would need 6 to 9 months to evaluate it. So here we are entering the 6th month. So I would expect in the fall, one or more will put put the spot Bitcoin ETF, or many of them, on their platforms. And I think that will be the next swoosh then. I remember in I think it was the last halving, many people, we went through the halving and everybody waited for a pop, and it didn't happen. Well, first of all, it didn't happen because there's a lot of anticipatory buying into it. But I've watched it kind of, gestate, shall we say, and then all of a sudden. So those two could coincide in the 4th quarter of this year. It could be pretty exciting.
Cathie Wood has shared her outlook and predictions for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market through 2030. According to Wood, several key factors, such as increased institutional adoption, the introduction of Bitcoin ETFs, the Bitcoin halving, and anticipated drops in interest rates, will play significant roles in shaping the market's future. She forecasts that Bitcoin could reach a high of $1,500,000 and a base value of $650,000 by 2030. What are your thoughts on Cathie Wood's bold prediction? Please share your comments and observations in the comment section below. Subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.